All right, so we have a question in chat from Farzem Pilagi and says, "What happens for rewarding system when the ADA tokens run out?"
Good question. So you're referring to the reserve there with the ADA tokens running out. So when the ADA tokens run out, then rewards are coming strictly from fees. So fees will probably go up. You'll be getting more fees from smart contracts, other things. So basically, the idea is that gets us to where we need to go. I think we have like 5 years before the supply runs out, something like that. So we have basically 5 years to get something sustainable for everyone to continue to make money on, which I don't see being a problem with the ideas that we have for what to do with smart contracts. I could see, I mean, you're not going to have any issues with making money in Cardano.
Could there be a situation where stake pool operators maybe, or Cardano community itself, votes on higher transaction fees to support the stake pool operators, but at the same time that makes certain transaction fees for smart contracts a little bit too expensive? Could there be a situation where it could get too high, the transaction fees, just to support the operators?
It's possible, but I mean, that's the whole thing with governance. I mean, everyone has to come together and decide what they want these parameters to be. I mean, we kind of threw them out there after doing some simulations, set some things where we thought they needed to be right now. But by the time we run out of money, we're going to have Voltaire. So if the fees are going up, it's going to be because people want the fees to go up.
Okay.
Okay. And that's good. Voltaire will be out there to vote on it. Oh, and just to, Charles mentioned in the chat that we will reach the halfway point in 7 years, and then the tail will last a century. And that kind of jives with the math that I ran. So the halfway point.
That's right.
What'll
that's
happen
the
is
halfway point I was thinking for 5, but that's actually 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah,
we
5
got
years
plenty of time.
Point. Yeah. And that kind of jives. I ran the math. I said, if we start at 6 and you start distributing 8 at 6%, I use very broad math. I don't do precision math. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rewards degraded over time. I said, in 30 years, how would that look? And it would degrade down to like 2% inflation. But that did not take into account transaction fees. That was just reserves.
Right.
If using a graduated scale to degrade it. But now that the official has been put out, that it's basically like a halving every 4 to 7 years. I saw some people do it using a 4-year. Half the reserve is gone. Then 4 years later, half the reserve is gone. 7 years is probably a better number to go with, as Charles pointed out. It's going to be a while. And by the time you ever deplete the reserves, we'll probably figure out what additional things can be done to maintain incentives on the testnet.